Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
It's a dangerous trend, one with devastating effect on both society and the overall economy. It's collapse building, resulting from various constraints such as the use of substandard building materials. As the nation counts its losses and those directly affected by this ugly development struggle to find their feet again, the Standards Organization of Nigeria, working with other relevant agencies of government and stakeholders, are intensifying strategies to check the activities of unscrupulous and greedy Nigerians in the building and construction industry. On the program, we shall attempt to examine reasons why these buildings are falling down. The program is Standardandyou, reaching you on Africa's largest television network, the NTA. 6:30 p.m. is our transmission time every Monday. Welcome on board and enjoy the program. My name is Ifoma Okonkwo. I'll be back shortly.
As we speak, we still consider lubricants as life-threatening because it's the life wire of our movement, of our industrialization, of our economy, anything that threatens the blood that these things use in running. And if we take it lightly, we're all going to be doomed together. And I sincerely beg that I won't be part of such a process.
Welcome back, and in case you've just joined us, you're watching Standardandyou, powered by the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the SON. It was a tragic incident that claimed several lives in Lagos when a 3-story building came down in rubble. 2 weeks after the unfortunate development, another structure collapsed in Ibadan, Oyo State. Luckily, no life was lost. This avoidable accident is still generating reactions from most Nigerians and agencies, especially the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Why are these buildings going down? What is responsible for building collapse? We have answers to these questions and more, begging for answers in the minds of most Nigerians. Please take a look.
Once upon a time, there was a 3-story building on the spot in 85, Lagos Island. It was home to some people and educational center to several other children. Today, that building that used to provide shelter for some Nigerians is no more. It collapsed about 3 weeks ago, killing about 30 school children. The mission to rescue those trapped in the rubble was a rigorous one that attracted both the Federal and Emergency Management Agency and other stakeholders in that regard. While that exercise lasted, regulatory agencies like the Standards Organization of Nigeria in building and construction industry swung into action to ascertain the cause of the collapsed building. Samples of the various materials were taken for analysis by the Standards Organization of Nigeria.
Standards for steel rods are there. NIS 117. Use the correct cement, use the correct sand, and everything. Also, we have the National Building Code. You should engage all these reference documents, before you build, and also use professionals. Because one important thing is when people want to build, they go and engage quacks. It's not only substandard products that causes building collapse. When you use faulty design, it can cause building collapse. When you use quacks to do your building, it can cause building to collapse. So even the soil test, all these things are what the builder should take note of. Anybody that wants to build, you should be very, very careful to know exactly what to do at the right time.
While Nigerians await the result of the laboratory analysis on the building materials, another building went down on Bode Shogoyi in Ibadan. This time, it was a demolished structure being constructed as stated by this eyewitness.
Àwọn tí ó gba iṣẹ́ yìí, wọ́n ṣe kọ̀ńdáktọ̀ gidi, wọ́n lọ kó wọn wá láti Ìṣẹ́yìn ni. Kò yé yín sìn, bí ó ti jẹ́ gangan ni mo ń sọ fún yín yẹn. Àmọ́ irinṣẹ́ gidi ni wọ́n lò. Ẹni tó fà á tí ibi ìfiwó gangan ni pé nígbà tí wọ́n dẹ́kìn àkọ́kọ́, wọ́n dẹ́kìn ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì, wọ́n dẹ́kìn ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta. Àmọ́ nígbà tó yẹ kí sẹ́gbẹ́ ìgbà wọn ti dẹ́kìn yẹn ibi tó yẹ kí wọ́n ti tò blọ́ọ̀kù wọn ò tò blọ́ọ̀kù ńbẹ̀ wọ́n lọ tò blọ́ọ̀kù lókè ẹrù tó wà lókè ẹrù tó wà lókè yẹn òun ló wó ló fi àfẹ́ ti àwọn tó wà ní ìsàlẹ̀.
We have seen evidence of poor workmanship here. If you look at the concrete, aggregates, you see everything separated. The aggregate, the stones, separated from the sand. Even no real evidence of adequate cement used in the construction of this building. And from the story we heard, there was an existing building here, and the owner started, taking it up to a 3-story building. And when you don't have the right foundation for a 3-story building, you don't have the right design, you can, guess what will happen.
The incidents of collapsed building and its attendant destruction of lives and property throws up a challenge to Nigerians to be quality conscious and insist on promoting standards.
In the steel bars, we are still going to analyze. We have taken samples of the steel bars, we have taken samples of the concrete aggregates, we've taken from the slabs, we've taken from the columns and from the beams. Okay? So we are still going to analyze to see the quality and ascertain the quality of the products. But what we have seen from physical examination, from our visual examination here, poor workmanship, very, very poor workmanship. And what is the cause? Use of wax. Because I know that a qualified engineer will not do this kind of thing here.
And my heart goes to most of the people that lost their life in these incidents. Some on our part, we are doing the best we can by way of collaborating with other regulatory agencies in terms of improving the building code and setting a viable standard for buildings in Nigeria, for the construction industry in Nigeria. It's ongoing, it's been quite robust, and I think we'll be able to do more. Most of the products that are building material manufactured within Nigeria have traceability. Most of them comply to our national industrial standards, be it cement, iron rod, they have traceability. We're even exporting most of these building products outside Nigeria. Then the ones that come in from abroad, that's from outside Nigeria, we try as much as possible for them to conform to our SON conformity assessment program too, so that will prevent unscrupulous people from dumping substandard and life-endangering products to Nigeria.
There is therefore a compelling need for consumers to resist the temptation to compromise on quality and be part of the fight against fake and substandard products. According to the SON's boss, Osita Abolama Esquire, the agency will continue to evolve strategies to check the distribution of substandard products in Nigeria, especially life-endangering products.
Most of these professionals, be it civil engineer, mechanical engineers and all, they are all major stakeholders in the elaboration of standards of materials used in building and development of relevant building codes. We've been working with them and we'll keep getting feedbacks from them for continual improvement of the building standards.
Welcome to the world of standard and quality, where we offer you information on product safety and quality. The program is Standard and You.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
As part of measures to check the importation of substandard products into Nigeria, the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, accompanied by some management staff of the organization, inspected facilities at the office of the Intertech in Singapore and Thailand. Osita Abolama spoke to Standard and You on the outcome and focus of the visit, which he says is beneficial to the country.
When the Standards Organization of Nigeria Conformity Assessment Program was introduced in 2006, it was primarily to check the importation of substandard products into Nigeria. Part of the requirement of the scheme was the appointment of reputable international companies to conduct inspection of goods imported into the country to ascertain their quality. Intertech is one of such companies obligated by the SON to perform such important function. This visit by officials of the Standards Organization of Nigeria to its office in Singapore is an annual exercise aimed at ascertaining the company's operations and facilities to ensure the implementation of the SUNCAP scheme by all international accredited firms, IFAs, certifying products imported into the country on behalf of the SON.
We had to get the buy-in of the people at the port of entrance. We had to get the shippers. We've done that with the clearing agents. Now we are working with the shippers on the need to conform to standards. We talk to the people, the major shippers and importers of goods that are coming into Nigeria. It's collaboration. We need to let them know the importance of conformity to our national Nigerian industrial standards. It's ongoing, and I hope we'll be able to sustain it and extend such collaborations to other sectors in the maritime industry.
The team inspected facilities at Intertech's office before proceeding to the company's office in Thailand to inspect facilities.
Ensure strict compliance with good trade practice and avoid sanctions by the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Director General of the SON declares. He gave this advice at a seminar organized by the agency in collaboration with the Nigerian Shippers Council in Lagos. Alimoto Sifo was at the forum for STANDARDANDYOU.
It was a gathering of stakeholders in the nation's maritime industry, comprising freight forwarding agents, importers, officials of the Nigerian Customs Service, the Standards Organization of Nigeria, the Nigerian Shippers Council, and other service providers in that sector. Participants examined the theme, Ethics and Integrity in Shipping Trade. The focus of the meeting was to explore ways on how to ensure that operators observed good business conduct aimed at facilitating trade in line with global best practice. For the Director General of the SON, Osita Aboloma Esquire, who was represented by the Director of Inspectorate and Compliance, Obiora Manafa, the role of SON at ensuring good trade practice cannot be overemphasized.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria has been proactive in ensuring that requisite standards are made available for most products in the Nigerian market. It has set up regulatory frameworks for compliance with these standards. Procedures are made available and adequate sensitizations are being carried out to ensure that the public is abreast with the activities of SON. These are deliberate attempts to remove doubts and ensure transparency in our operations and services to stakeholders. See, SON is, being proactive in the sense that we want to reduce the influx of substandard products in the country. All these people that go out there and deliberately and willingly bring in substandard products into Nigeria. We want to, as much as possible, to reduce the influx, the volume of substandard products coming into this country. If it's possible to eliminate it entirely, we do that. So we are being proactive. Proactive in the sense that we want to stop them. We have the powers to confiscate these substandard products, confiscate them and destroy them, arrest the importers, prosecute them. But when you destroy these products, you are wasting money. We are destroying money. These people spend a lot of money to buy these products from abroad. When it comes and we test and they fail test, the next thing is to destroy, especially when the products are life-endangering. Can you imagine somebody bringing in electric cables that can burn your house? Somebody bringing in LPG cylinders that can explode and kill people. So we don't allow such things to enter the market. And when they come and we test and they fail all the parameters, all the critical parameters, and we seize them, destroy them, who is losing? Both the importer and the nation. So we are being proactive in the sense that we want to stop them from even bringing these things in. That is why we engage our stakeholders, we engage other associations, we engage our sister agencies in, sensitizing, educating people, educating the importers, especially the importers, to do the right thing. Many of them know the right thing. Many of them are just doing it willingly. For those that don't know, please, we are educating you, telling you please do the right thing. The standards are there.
The chief executive of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Hassan Bello, explained that the forum will enable players in the industry to deliberate on ways of improving on the ease of doing business in the country.
I'm happy to note that the SON have embarked on deliberate automation of their systems. They are internationally acknowledged and appreciated. And we have had reports from international bodies, praising what SON is embarking on or has embarked on. And that's what we want to see all the other organizations, because if we automate the ports, there will be no need for human presence on the ports. There will be no need for cutting corners. There will be no need for shady deals and opaque deals. What we are entrenching is transparency. We are making progress. And we hope that our ports will be friendly for it to attract cargo. I've always said that for people who don't know, we have competition in the Western African sub-region. 80% of the cargo is destined to Nigeria, but others are also competing with us, and they see what our ports or our system does and try to eliminate the same in their own system. So we should not rest. We should go to the hog. And I've seen the interim figures I'm getting from the Nigerian Ports Authority. It seems our throughput are getting larger, which means cargo is actually coming to Nigeria. What we need to perfect, however, is the link with the hinterland. We need to see that eastern ports are patronized, that it is not only Lagos. We need to pursue the Lekki deep sea port, or deep water port as it's called, so that bigger ships will come, so that that status of a hub we have always wanted will be in Nigeria.
Emmanuel Nwagbara gave an insight into ethics and integrity in shipping trade.
We need ethics and integrity in shipping trade in Nigeria to make progress as a nation. It is only when we bring ethics and integrity to bear that we have investments in shipping business in Nigeria. The world will respect us. Nigeria will be seen as a fertile ground for shipping business to thrive. Companies will want to come into Nigeria to set up imports. Remember, if you keep importing from a particular importer in large volumes, Nigeria is blessed with a population that will make us import in large volumes. The person or company we're importing from may decide to come to Nigeria to set up factory to produce those materials or goods. What the impact is that it will create jobs. It will empower people. You will be better for it as a businessman. And the economy would gain because it will add to our GDP as a country.
Issues of false declaration, other declarations, and sometimes overvaluation of this, because it's a common thing we know in Nigeria now, capital flight, particularly in export. People don't want to do the real thing. They take consignment out and they want to collect the money. They don't allow the money to come through the CBN account.
Some participants bear their minds on the event.
To the two organizations, because we are used to government agencies fighting each other. This collaboration is a welcome one, and we hope that it goes further than this. Because one of the major challenges of operators in the economy is lack of interagency collaboration. So my first reaction is that thank God that this happened, and then we hope that it goes further. On the topic and the issues that were discussed, critical as they were, very, very critical. The importers are shouting. At the end of the day, the end user is the one who bears the brunt in increased cost of goods and the rest of them. So, and a lot of issues have been raised, paper has been presented, but one thing that comes out clearly is that it is not something that government agencies will solve alone. Neither is it possible for private sector to solve. It needs coming together.
But the most important thing is the compliance. All the agencies that are involved, because the compliance is not just for a particular set of people. So if all the agencies and groups involved will comply, then it will be workable.
You're still watching Standard and You. Please do not patronize sellers of fake and substandard products, especially building materials. Time now to join Halimot Osifo on our feedback segment.
Choose life and live. Buy original. Be original. SON.
Welcome to the feedback segment of the program. I am Halimot Osifo. How do you know an original product? How do you identify a counterfeit product? These questions often pop up on the minds of many consumers when we talk about product quality and safety. I'm glad to tell you that I'll be sharing some signs that can help you identify an original item from a counterfeit. When we say original, we mean authentic, genuine, good quality. However, counterfeit products are fake or unauthorized replica of the real products. They are often made and sold with the deliberate purpose of tricking consumers into thinking that the fake product is in fact genuine. Counterfeiters take pain to make their products look as much like the genuine products as possible. But there would always be a difference if you pay attention to every detail. Flimsy packaging. If the item is shabbily packed, doesn't fit properly, uses substandard material, or no packaging at all, take it as a sign of counterfeiting. Grammatical and spelling mistakes. Counterfeit products can be easily identified through wrong spelling, such as an extra or missing letter, resulting from lack of education or rushed workmanship. So read carefully. Flawed fonts and logos. If you're observant and know the original logos well, you can catch the smallest variation and detect fake logos. No contact details. If the manufacturer's physical address, phone number, or contact details are not listed on the product or package, it should be a cause for concern, as you have no means of contacting the company for grievance redressal. It's better to avoid such products. Missing accessories. Make sure that all supplementary parts that have been mentioned on the package are present in the box. Otherwise, get back to the retailer immediately. Certification marks. Ensure the products carry the appropriate certification marks from regulatory bodies such as the Standards Organization of Nigeria. These signs are endless, but in a nutshell, inspect the package, text, labels to avoid any item that seems suspicious. Say no to counterfeit products. They are fake and unsafe for use. To be a part of the program, you can send in your questions, complaints, and suggestions to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on Facebook at Standard and You, Instagram and Twitter at Standard and You _. Remember, you can watch previous episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and enjoy the rest of the week.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.